Hey guys, James here at TCGU University, coming back at you with another deck profile. This time we're going to be doing Byakko. I played him recently in our campus championship tournament series. The idea of the tournament was the Yu Hakusho characters. So I played a really fun deck in my opinion. I enjoyed it. So let's get into it. Okay guys, Byakko is a 538. He has Air, Earth, and Fire. We're playing our deck under Earth today. He has 3 abilities. E, once per turn, if you have 30 or more cards in your discard pile, you can stack the top card of your deck with the card from your discard pile. E, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Your attack gets plus X damage. These aren't the exact words, but plus X damage, X equaling the highest difficulty foundation in either your opponent's staging area. We play a 5 diff, which is pretty cool, so plus 5 damage off of Byakko is very, very strong. E, your attack, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Your opponent flips 1 foundation. This to me is very good early game if you're going to be able to control the entire game the entire time. But being a 5-hander, sometimes you just don't get out there and get rolling fast enough for that to matter, in my opinion, for like the deck I was playing. So let's get into the rest of the profile. We'll put him here so you see him. So we're going to start out with the attacks, I guess. Yeah, it was actually supposed to be actions. I thought I sorted it correctly, but I didn't. So we'll start out with the actions first. I'm playing 2-stop. We're a 5-hander, and sometimes other decks can outrun us. So we slow them down by making sure that we commit their character. Nice and simple. We're playing 3. My resolve will never falter. I really like this card, but the main ability we play on is E, remove. This attack gets -1 damage and may not receive any damage bonuses for us to enhance step. Basically, you give something -1 and they can't buff it. But it doesn't stop you from debuffing it. So like you can still play Immortal Knowledge and give it -1. You can still do all that, but they're just not allowed to increase its stuff, which is really nice. Helps us extend our life total, which is what the deck is entirely based around. 3, the Dark Tournament looms. We play a very heavy throw life gain engine, so adding back our attacks is very good. And being a 5-hander, getting the extra draw off of Tournament looms is great. And then the last action asset we're playing is 3 Omega Sword and Elk Shield. This says block, take only 1. It also says we can flip cards we don't care about to make our opponents commit things, which is very good on defense to slow our opponents down to make sure our turn, we just live a little longer because their turn ends faster. Now we'll get on to the attacks. 3 Spiral Suplex. I would play it at a 4 if it didn't have the 2 check. I might consider playing it at a 4 after playing the deck within this round, if I decide to play Byakko or a character similar to this. It's a 5-2, so it checks bad, but it's a Desperation 4 reversal throw that gains us 3 as an enhance, has a 2 mid block, and has 6 damage. So base, if Byakko has the 5 diff out, it's a 11 damage throw, so that's 6 damage base off a half block, at least. So it's really nuts, really strong, gains us life. It's what we want. Next is 4 Death Valley Faceplant. It's a 5-3. 2 mid block again, 3 mid for 5, throw with stun 1. If it deals less than printed, we gain 2 and then commit one of our opponent's foundations. You get to choose. It's really good with Byakko. You can give it, the max is +5, so like it'd be a 10 damage attack, which is really cool. But most of the time, max you want to give it like the 3. If you play the 4 diff, if you want to play the 4 diff from like Johnny, you can make it 9. You have to make the 3s. You want to give it +3 damage, or if they half block, you gain vitality. Unless you're at full vitality, then you just beef it up. The ability on this card to gain 2 is very, very strong. If you play this first and beef it really up, you'll gain the 2 automatically. There's no way having the 5 diff and Byakko makes this a 15 damage throw, and that is nuts. Meaning your opponent's going to block it, so they'll waste a card, making your other attacks just as lethal. And when Byakko can just give 5 damage to everything, it's nuts. And then our last throw, we're playing 4 Sliding Ankle Breaker. It's a 4-3 with no block, 2 low for 4. Can't be discarded from the card pool, so things like Deja Net and stuff like that can't stop this card. E, this attack is -1 or +1 damage. If it's blocked, we gain 2. It's really strong, keeps with the life gain thing we're going with the deck. The main part is you can make it a 14 damage throw, basically, if you have the 5 diff out. Actually 16, making it an 8 on a half block or whatever, on a block in general. And that's just really nuts to gain 2 off of that. Forcing your opponent into blocking this is just so nice as a 38 health character. Onto the things that are not throws we're playing. For Oil Slider. We played Toughest Punk. What's the other card that I was abusing earlier? Tasked by Hephaestus or whatever. To gain 2. So like, we play a card called Forge to Defeat Evil that gives us -1 damage, but +2 to the next. So we use that, do that, Forge to Hephaestus to give gain 2 life, which is really nice. Unflip it for later. You can use Toughest Punk, flip, take less, play this on the next turn, unflip it. It's really, really nice. As Breaker 1, it's a safe 4 low for 5. It's a 5/3, 1 mid block to just unflip stuff. So like if you run into Hunt for Spiders and they start flipping your things, you just get to unflip them too. It's just really good. And if not, it's a 15 damage low attack, which is really cool. Woodman's Leaf Shield. It's a 5/3, 3 high for 6, 1 mid block. Fury range, safe again. As a throw deck, I really don't want to be reversal. So if I throw anything that's not safe and I get hurt for it, it's really rough. But this static is all your opponent's attacks get -2. So you block with this and all of their attacks get -2 damage, and it just extends your life more. Then at Deadlock, which you might get there with Byakko a bunch, it gets +1/+1 for every card in your hand. And that's not a lot, but stacking that, having a couple of these and stacking on top of Byakko can sometimes just be lethal. Now, like I said, we play the 5-diff. It's massive size. It's a 5/5 with a 2 mid block. Has a stack that says if we have more vitality than our opponent, it gets -2 difficulty. Making it a 3 diff on play. So like, as long as we're not playing against Goro or against Whittle, this is just on a 3. And then it says printed, so it counts this 5, so that works out. And this just says E-commit, give +5 damage to something. It's really nuts. We're playing 4 well-earned relaxation. It's just a 1 high, 6 check, which we can stack with Byakko, which is really nice. Has Breaker 1, and it's basically just an E destroy this deck is -3 damage. But because of how the way the deck is, if we play against slower decks and they try to like pace this out or whatever, anytime they would cycle and we have these on board, they just mill 1 extra. They remove 1 extra card, which is just nuts. Kill them, let them die faster. 1 refusing to let go. Return attack to printed, -2 damage, simple stuff. Then we're playing 4 energy absorption. If we face tank things, which we do a lot because we minus damage and we do stuff like that, we can check a 4 and gain a vitality off of that. So like, there were a lot of times where I would reduce where like the scenario is you reduce something to 1, you have a few of these on board, you take your 1 damage and you check a 4, check a 4, check a 4, gain 1, 2, 3. Like it's just getting multiple of these on board and then reducing damage, taking things and then just gaining it all back is just nuts. We're playing 4 Force to Defeat Evil. We mainly play it for the E once per turn. This attack gets -1 damage. Your next attack gets +2. It's very strong for our throws. We get 2 damage to the next throw. This one loses 1, but it's the same thing on like partial, so you don't have to care about it. And then it also works by just negating our opponent's attacks by just negating them 1, which is still very strong. Taking less damage is taking less damage. The 4 Toughest Punk in the junior high. Before I would take damage, just reduce it by 3. Nice and crazy good. Card that gets a little underplayed, Stronger Than All. E destroy. Return this attack back to its printed speed, -1 damage. Just another option to just make sure we take less damage. And stop our opponent from buffing everything. I didn't use it much because I just never got to the chance where like my opponent mattered on my turn a lot because of the way I play. But 4, my blood flows through you. After your attack deals less than printed damage, commit your opponent's character and gain 1 vitality. I would probably keep this in there as a 1-of in case you need to commit their character, and I would actually probably take the 3 out that I was playing. Mainly because of how much damage Byakko gives, you never deal less than printed on your blocks. So like it just never came in handy. I mainly just started flipping it for Omega Shield. I play this in every 5-hander possible, just because of being able to draw. Sometimes you get to build out and then just draw cards, which is really nice on defense. The problem with our last match was I got these, but he would just coffee samba me, so like I never had an empty hand. But these basically stop your 5-hander. You can overextend just a tiny bit in a 5-hander and not worry about being handless. You just get to get more blocks, get more chances really. We're playing 4 moral knowledge, minus damage, normal stuff. 4 attacks by Hephaestus, I mentioned earlier. If this attack's damage or speed is below printed, gain 2. And then Devotion or Justice. Just flip gain a life. It has a 3 high block, nice and cool. Really good. Thanks again for checking out the profile, guys. If you liked my Byakko list, make sure to check out the other ones from the Campus Championship. Leave a like in the comment below. You can subscribe if you want to check out more of our content and be updated on that. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/TCGU University. And as always, guys, stay learning.